What is going on? Welcome back. Welcome back, everybody. This message today is for the fellas. I wanted to talk to the fellas today about making sure you have something to give before you ask these women on a date, before you get involved and start investing in these women, So before we move any forward, before we go forward anymore, I'm just going to say this, whatever you give a woman, she's going to multiply. So a woman works with the work of a man. You give her food, she's going to make a meal. You give her a house, she's going to make a home. That's just what it is. I'm quite sure we can all agree on that. But there's too many times in life where, where we as men are, I don't want to we're finding women that we can talk to. We'll see somebody on the way, wherever we meet them at, and then we're interested and we want to talk to them. But we never step back and ask ourselves, what do I have to give? What is it that I can give this woman? Of course, you want to be able to give her your honesty, your loyalty, your trust. You want to be able to give her all of you, and you can't do it, the first date or the second date. You can't do that. It's too much to unload. Of course, you should be giving her honesty and everything like that up front, from the moment you meet her. But you can't unload your whole life onto somebody within the first date. But you have to, ask yourself, what do you have to offer? And it's something that I was thinking about the other night, just, me. And I was like, if I meet someone right now, what do I have to give them? And I have a couple of things that I'm working on. So, which is cool. So I have something to give, but it was a time maybe 3-4 years ago when, I was doing my thing, and then without thinking about that, I'm like, I didn't have anything to give. So fellas, too many times we're out here, not even stringing these women along, but we don't have the right plan to move forward. I think the only plan we have is I'm gonna enjoy the moment. Yeah, you want to enjoy the moment. That's cool. But that's something I would say enjoy the moment by being in the moment. Not I'm only going to live a moment at a time. No, be in the moment. But, what is your plans with her? What do you plan to do? Where do you plan to go? And most importantly, where are you heading just as a person, as a man, where are you heading? Because she's going to be looking to you for direction. And she can have her own thing going. That's great. But she's going to be looking for you for direction, and where you two are going as a unit. And if you guys have kids together, it's a family, she's going to be looking to you as where you're going. I am a firm believer that, that a woman is a helper, and they're great helpers, but it doesn't mean that they're any less than us. They're going to help you. And women are very detailed. They're very detailed. You can, give her something and she's going to come back and work that project. And it's dang, I missed all of those things right there. And she's like, I got you, just by the way that from what I've seen, they're very detailed in their work and in everything that they do. I think fellas, sometimes we're not as detailed as they could be. So, this is how we help each other. A man can help a woman can help a man. And so it's nothing about, being more superior than anyone. I think I know we're all equal, but everybody's better at different things. She's going to be better at certain things than you are, and vice versa. So, before you want to tell yourself I'm ready to date, I'm ready to go, find somebody and think I'm established, look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, not even look yourself, think to yourself, what do I have to give her? If she asked me a question right now, where do I see myself in 5 years? You can answer that question confidently. You can say, I'm doing this, and the things that I'm doing now is leading to this. And then within 5 years, I should be here, give or take maybe a couple hiccups in the road, or a couple obstacles. That's why I plan to be within the next 5 years. So in translation, what that means to her is, okay, within another 5 years, you see yourself here. So if we work out, if we're at that point where we lasted 5 years, I know that I can see myself here. So I can start preparing all right, if he sees himself here and then we're together, I know there's certain things that needs to be done within year 1, year 2, year 3, et cetera, et cetera. So now she starts preparing things, she starts to see things all right, so I'm going to help him with this project. He can give me some of this project of whatever it is you're working on, whether it's a business, you're just, trying to, just whatever it is. Like I said, I'm just a firm believer in whatever you give a woman, she multiplies. and she's going to give back to you in multiples. So, this is a prime example of people being able to work together. So when you're in a relationship now, it's like, all right, I'm counting on her. I'm not just doing everything by myself, and she's counting on me to lead. So, everyone's helping each other. But like I said, too many times we're out here and we're just looking for, the next, just the next day of fun, the next, what, like, oh, I want to enjoy her. And enjoy her in what way? Like, what are you adding to her life? Or what is she adding to your life that you think that you're lacking in? If you want to have fun, that's okay. But, not even at the age we're at right now, but at the time we're at right now, even if I knew this when I was 18 years old, if somebody would have told me that, I would have been working on a lot of things back then. Like, oh, well, I got to have something to give. When you go to a job, you have to have some type of value to give that job in order for them to want to employ you. So even when it comes to, let's just say a relationship, what value are you adding to your relationship? What are you adding in it? No one wants to work with something and it's a negative when it comes to investing in it. I'm not going to put my money into something and get and lose it. It's an investment or whatever. So it's a chance. But if I know I'm going to lose this money, if I speak to this woman and my time is going to be wasted, maybe we're talking for about, let's just say we're talking for 2 years, and I know it's not going anywhere, I wasted 2 years of my life. So instead of just stepping back and saying like, all right, so let me see what I have to offer. Like, this is what I'm working on. This is what I have to offer. So now that I know what I have to offer, I know, at that point, your value. I know what I'm giving. I know what I'm bringing to the table. So now you want to speak to somebody who knows their value and know what they're bringing to the table. You cut out less of the nonsense, because in, getting to know a person, it takes a lifetime to get to know a person. But when you come in and you don't, take out the nonsense is the weeds in the garden. If you don't, uproot the weeds and everything, then you're going to come in and have a lot of BS you're going to be dealing with, because you didn't check yourself. You didn't check everything at the door. You didn't check as much as you could. I don't think you're going to be able to check everything, but you didn't check as much as you could. So you got all these weeds growing in your garden. So now you're spending time trying to prune this stuff out. And when you pulling up the weeds, when you have no weeds in your garden, then you'll be able to make a walking path to know like where to go to water your flowers and stuff like that. But, when you have these weeds, you don't know where you're going. So now it creates frustration for her, because she doesn't know. She's like, dang, like I thought we were going here. What's the issue? And then you're getting frustrated because you weren't properly prepared for the scenario that you thought you were ready for, but you weren't really ready for. Life takes a lifetime to know. It takes a lifetime to get to know yourself. You learn different levels of yourself as you go through life. But like I said, fellas, like today, ask yourself, like, what do I have to give? What do I have to give her? And really think about that, because she's going to work with the work that you have. She's going to help you. She's going to help you get to where you want to be. She's investing in you, and you are also investing in her. It's an equal thing. But if you just come in and you want to have fun, and she's like, well, look, I want to invest in you, but you're just trying to have fun. So you're just trying to blow money, like club money, whatever it is. And she's like, nah, this is a legit investment for me. I want to see a return. A return for her is a family, it's marriage, it's the happiness, the joy she's looking for. But you just sitting there just like, I'm just going to do this. I'm going to blow this money and, maybe I'll get it back. You're wasting her time, and it's not fair to her that you're wasting her time. If you want to waste your time, to go sit in the corner and waste your own time, fellas. But don't waste another person's time because you just want to have a little bit of fun. Maybe you're not ready to have the fun that you think you're ready to have. Maybe you need to sit down and find something that brings you joy. Find something to work on that actually brings you joy and that is fun doing it, so that you're better preparing yourself that when you meet that other individual, then you're like, now I have something to give. I can work this project, or I can work this thing by myself, but I have something to give. And just to speak on it a little bit too, I remember listening to a story on Jeff Bezos, I think his last name is, and he was saying like when he first started, he was like his wife was doing the bookkeepings and everything for him. So it's just like I forget what she was doing, like her personal job, but she was also helping him with the bookkeeping. That's the example of she's working with the work of her man. Like he's gonna focus on building everything up from the ground up, but she's gonna focus on the financial part about it, and where crunching the numbers and making sure everything is good. So she, he had something to give her. He has more now, but that's just an example for it, fellas. So, like I said, before we go out there and want to invest in these ladies, in these women, make sure you have something to give, fellas. Don't waste their time, because you don't like it when they waste your time. No one likes their time being wasted. So tonight, think about what you have to offer and think about what you have to give before you just say like, hey, I would love to take you out or whatnot. Think to yourself like, yo, what do I have to give? Besides paying for dinner or whatever, however you are, whatnot, what do you have to give? Because you don't want to get to that point where it creates frustration because you weren't ready for what was ahead. You just wanted to just dive in like, oh, I have fun and figure it out later. Why don't you figure it out now so you can have a lot more fun later instead of just diving in head first and you don't know where you're going.